The Force Unleashed introduced a number of new fan-favorite concepts to the Star Wars universe, most notably Galen Marek, the secret apprentice of Darth Vader, also known as Starkiller. Unfortunately, the game was released in 2008, well before the year the Star Wars canon was reset, making the game Legends territory. Today we'll be talking about 3 ideas that came from The Force Unleashed that were almost made canon, and 3 that were. First and foremost is Starkiller himself. Sam Witwer, the actor that portrayed Galen Marek as well as provided the voice for Darth Maul in the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, revealed in a live stream of The Force Unleashed that his alter ego was considered to be brought into Star Wars Rebels. After the death of the Grand Inquisitor in the show's first season, 3 new Inquisitors were poised to appear in its second. Dave Filoni thought about adapting the character of Starkiller to become one of them. Of course, he would have required heavy adaptation because he was way too powerful in the game, but it was an interesting and exciting proposition that was ultimately scrapped. Next, let's talk about Proxy, the droid best friend of Galen Marek, whose sole purpose was to kill him. He was programmed as a lightsaber training droid that could take on the appearance and skills of nearly any individual. In the Clone Wars Season 6 episode, The Rise of Clovis, a medical droid delivers a holographic message from Dooku to Clovis. The original plan for the message delivery was for the medical droid to become a full-body hologram of the Sith Lord, an idea Lucasfilm has said was inspired by Proxy. But again, the idea was left on the cutting room floor. In addition, the comic run Obi-Wan and Anakin showed us an even closer version of the training droid. We see Anakin battling against a droid that used a holoprojector to take on the appearance of Darth Maul. The droid we see in the comic doesn't really resemble Proxy much, but the 2 droids are incredibly close in theory. Another Clone Wars Season 6 episode almost brought in another Force Unleashed idea. When we saw Felucians in the earlier seasons, they were shown to be gentle farmers. The episode The Lost One was originally meant to show us the more violent, savage, and tribal Felucians that The Force Unleashed introduced. The concept designs were done, but the scenes were written out of the final product. Now let's move on to a few things that appeared in The Force Unleashed that actually are canon. Granted, they are much less significant. First up are the Purge Troopers. The Purge Troopers of the video game were early designs of the Dark Trooper project. They were large, formidable battle droids specifically designed to combat Force-sensitive beings. The mobile game Star Wars Uprising has their own version of the Purge Trooper. They were not droids, but instead elite stormtroopers. Also, the canon version of the Phase 2 Dark Trooper from another mobile game, Star Wars Commander, very much resembles the Purge Trooper from The Force Unleashed. Incinerator Stormtroopers were another group of elite stormtroopers that were raised and encouraged to be pyromaniacs. They could be seen on Kashyyyk in the video game. A similar type of trooper called Flame Troopers were mentioned in the book Lost Stars and first shown on the cover of Adventures in Wild Space: The Rescue. And of course, the First Order had their own Flame Troopers as well. Finally, let's talk about the junkyard planet of Raxus Prime, and again, it's the Clone Wars that brought it into the canon, or at least started the process. The planet Raxus was mentioned as the capital of the Confederacy of Independent Systems. The official trivia guide on StarWars.com mentions Raxus Prime as a likely related world. So there you go, 6 concepts from The Force Unleashed that either made it into the canon or at least got close. Can you think of anything else introduced by the game that became canon? If so, please leave it in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.